got here just in the nick of time. What does that make us?
Big damn heroes, sir.
Ain't we just?
We've been gone a long time. We back now. You twins? Nah, we cousins.
There are legends of people with the gift of making music so true. It can conjure spirits from the past and the future. This gift can bring fame and fortune.
Will somebody take me in your eyes?
But it also can pierce the veil between life and death.
Listen here, this ain't no house party. Shit.
Y'all ready to drink? Y'all ready to sweat till y'all stink?
You want some?
You keep dancing with the devil.
Careful, boy. You gonna bite off more than you can chew.
One day he's gonna follow you home.
Where have you been? Harry, how wonderful to see you, dear. Bed's empty, no note, car gone. You could have died. You could have been seen. Of course, I don't blame you, Harry, dear.
They were starving him, Mum. There were bars on his window.
Well, you best hope I don't put bars on your window, Ronald Weasley. Come on, Harry. Time for a spot of breakfast.
Hello and welcome to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM, the film and TV radio show where a handful of film enthusiasts shoot the breeze about all things film and television. I'm Marcus E. Acko, and producer Dave, I think you have some news to share with us?
I don't know about news, but hi, I'm producer Dave, and I went to see Sinners. I did say last week I was going to go and see Sinners. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
and
exactly. Now,
as terrible as you said it was going to be. So
yes. So did it live up to the watered down expectations that I had set for you?
There was a scene in there where I was just like, wow.
I think I know which scene it is. Can I guess?
Wow.
Can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
I will say the scene culminated in him pointing up to the roof. The roof was on fire and the building burnt down. Is that the scene?
That's the scene.
I knew it.
I have to say that, I have not seen a music video would be hard pressed to be so impressive. And you see him joining the dots right from A to it was brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic. And all those people who got up and left as soon as credits started going up, serve you right. You should have sat down in your seat.
Yes, and just to reiterate that point, there are two post-credit sequences. There's a mid-credit sequence, and there's a final sting at the very end. After all of the credits roll, there's one more clip.
Oh, missed that one.
Missed that one? Okay. It just so you don't panic. It doesn't add to the story per se. It's just it lets you live in the moment a little bit longer. So I'll put it this way: if you had missed a mid-credit sequence as scene, absolutely you missed out on a huge, because that bit in the middle of the credits, so it actually is the end of the film.
Yeah. Oh no, I had been warned that there was a mid-credit sequence, so I stayed. In actual fact, I actually couldn't remember whether or not it was Mickey 17 or Sinners. So I stayed right to the end, almost the end of Mickey 17, and then walked out because I knew it wasn't going to be that one. So I stayed.
Yeah, these days I always stay till the very, very end, until the screen goes blank or until they start playing commercials for something else. That's when I leave anyway, because it's like it could be a period piece, and they'll probably put a post-credit sequence. It's now the rage in every single film to do that. So yeah, but I'd say the fact that you caught the mid-credit sequence, that's good. So you finished the movie. There is another bit at the very end of the movie. Put it this way. It's, you know how you've seen like the first Deadpool and Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where there is a little bit at the end, like an end card, if you will. That if you missed it, it doesn't ruin your what you call it, of the movie, and it doesn't enhance the story. It doesn't take away from the story. It's just there. It's not like a nice little, here you go, something pleasant for you to have. And I watched it. I was like, this is good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy I got it, but if I had missed it, I wouldn't be too sorrowful about missing it. But yes, as soon as you started talking about one particular scene, I knew it straight away. Here's why I knew that was it. Because I posted the day after, and I asked a question online, did anybody else have a visceral physical reaction in that scene? And I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. I know there are a lot of people who, you guys like, oh, I was in tears. I was like, yeah, I did. It got dusty in that scene. That scene got dusty for me, but it wasn't just that. My chest was beating so hard out of my like my heart was beating so hard out of my chest, and it was the build up to it, right? It was everything as the camera squeezed from the moment he starts playing the guitar, singing Daddy, I lied to you. As soon as he starts saying that bit, I'm like, I'm in for this song. And then the music carries on, and I'm not going to say what happens, but stuff starts to happen, things start to connect, and so on, and everyone starts connecting, and then it comes back to him, and he points up to the ceiling, and you see the ceiling's on fire. It was as the camera was tilting up to show what was happening in the ceiling, that's when I realized that my heart, my chest was pumping, was just beating, and I was like, okay, the last time I remember having this happen, I had about 8 Red Bulls and vodkas, and I had to stay up all night, and I called 111 and asked them what the hell was what could I do and what I need. They said, just here's a tip: don't have that many Red Bull and vodkas. And since that was the last time I ever had Red Bull and vodka, I don't have it anymore because of that night, because I didn't go to sleep till 2 p.m. the next day. That's how I felt. That was the last time I remember my chest beating that hard. And it subsided as soon as that scene finished, and he moved on to the next scene. I was like, ooh, this is good. So that's why as soon as you said there was one scene, I was like, I already know it. I know which scene it is. So, but hey,
it was quickly followed up by the scene. Oh gosh. There's another scene similar, which I was impressed with as well. And I was, there were lots of different points in that film that were impressive, and there are a lot of good, really great performances as well by the different actors. I caught the, stars Michael B. Jordan. He's in roles.
Smoking stacks,
and they both smoke. And there's a scene where you're seeing them pass a cigarette between the two of them, and I was like, how do they do it? And then I watched carefully once, and I saw it. I thought, yes,
oh, did you?
I saw it. I saw the little glitch there. Yes, I thought, yes, that's how they did it. Yes.
So you saw the glitch on which scene did you see the glitch?
It's oh gosh, there was scene outside. They were leaning against the car.
No, that was the very first time you see them, and that's when you see the. I didn't see the glitch in that one. I was looking for it as well. I must have missed it, but yeah, you're right. And it's so subtly. See, I was as soon as, because we know Michael B. Jordan doesn't have a twin brother. and usually whenever you see twins in that, there's always a division. There's always a bit like a pillar that's kind of separating them, which in editing terms or in editing world, that's where you get the opportunity to splice your film together so that that barrier or that boundary is where you can put the splice so that you don't get to see it and it seems seamless. But in this case, the camera is moving at the same time. So there's no boundary. And I missed the glitch you were talking about. But here's the thing. I think the reason I missed the glitch was because I started off wanting to look at the glitch, wanting to find the glitch, but then got taken back by how very subtle that scene is, right? Because that scene, as subtle as all it is they're waiting for someone to come and drive up to them. They're waiting for that person. One brother is slightly behind the other brother. The first brother, the one behind, rolls up a cigarette, lights it, hands it to his brother without tapping or anything, hands it to him without signaling. The other guy just goes, picks it up, smokes it, hands it back. They're not even looking at each other when they're doing it.
Oh, no, they don't. Yeah.
Subtlety of how they did it. I was blown away by that. I stopped looking for the split. I was like, nah, this got duplicated. It's just so well done.
It is, but then again, Ryan Coogler must have done his research on twins as well, because it's been noted many a time, especially with identical twins, that they kind of know what the other's thinking. So, it's like, okay, well, this is scientific research here, blah, blah, blah. We can play with this. And and I think he got it absolutely right. But the scene that I'm talking about was when they were both leaning against the car and you see them face on. And I'm looking at it and thinking to myself,
oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And it's just like they're face on and they're just passing a cigarette between each other. And I thought, how is it? And then I looked and I thought, yes, caught it. There's just a little bit there. But even so, I'm not even going to sort of like say it was bad as a result. It's just really, really, really.
The fact that you had to force yourself to try and spot it and caught a glitch is like,
I wasn't actually looking for it.
Yeah.
I just caught it and I was like, what? And then it happened again and I was like, okay, fine. I see how they did it. Because I was, as soon as my eye saw it, I thought, okay.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, let's see if it happens again. And that's what I did. Yeah.
And talking again about the performances, and I'm pretty sure I said this last week, and if I did, I'm not even going to apologize because it deserves shouting from the rooftop. Michael B. Jordan, if he does not get nominated for an Oscar for this part, for playing the two roles, then there is malice behind the non-selection. Here's my prediction now. I made a prediction yesterday. Last week. I made a prediction last week where I talked about the fact that at the end of the year, you pick 5 random lists, top 5, top best movies of 2025. You pick 5 at random, and I can guarantee you Sinners will appear in top 3 of all 5, right? So that was one bet I made last week. I'm making another bet this week. Here are 3 Oscar nominations. I'm not even going to say wins. I'll say Oscar nominations, right? Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor. Those 3, boom, I guarantee you are going to be there. And what I even wonder is, will Michael B. Jordan be nominated twice for Best Actor, right? Playing Stacks and Smoke. Because here's why. Now, when you check out any other film where people play twins, and I don't want to pick any particular films in, it's great. I will. Nicolas Cage adaptation, great film with him playing twins. There's another one. Other films. There's loads of films where people play twins. Jean-Claude Van Damme's done loads of them. Whenever they do, let me put it this way, and I'm not calling Nicolas Cage a lesser actor, so don't quote that and say that's the case. A lesser actor, given the opportunity to play twins, would immediately try to exaggerate the characteristics of one and exaggerate the characteristics of the other in the opposite direction, so that because of the insecurity that you'd be able to say, oh, well, no, it's just the same person. And you'd be like, and that's the problem, right? But that's not, as you even pointed out yourself, sometimes identical twins, they're identical, their mannerisms are the same. There's that meme that's going around at the moment, those two Australian women who were being interviewed because their car they got carjacked. And if you go and Google it, Australian twins being interviewed, interview with Australian twins about their carjacking. You go and Google it, you check it out, and they're talking, and it sounds like it's so rehearsed because they're in sync. It's like listening to it in stereo. One of them's talking, the other one's saying the same thing at the same time. And at one point, they both say the same words verbatim, like in sync, right? So that's what identical twins are. A lot of times, the similarity is very, very similar. And that's what Michael B. Jordan does. He goes down the extra mile of saying these twins are supposed to be identical. They're so much identical that there's even one scene where Mary, who grew up with them, says, is it Smoke or is it Stack, right? Because she's seen it from a distance. She walks up and she has to come around and she has to verify, is it Smoke or is it Stack? And as soon as he turns around and he says the first word, it's like, it's Stack, right? And then he carries on with the conversation because he does it so well that they are so close together. However, even if they wear the same clothes, you can still tell who's Smoke and who's Stack, as in the audience can still tell who's Smoke and who's Stack. It's from a facial tick, it's from a stance, it's from the way they position themselves, the eyebrow arch. Very, very subtle, not exaggerated, not hugely exaggerated things. Very, very subtle. You can tell who's who, and they are independent of each other. And it's like, that is just phenomenal. Michael B. Jordan, I've liked Michael B. Jordan. Every single thing I see him in, I've liked him in. But before this movie, I've always said he is a very powerful actor. He's got great presence. One thing in particular, like Black Panther, right? Black Panther, great presence, great performance, fantastic as Killmonger. There were certain bits of his performance that kind of pulled me out just a tiny little bit. But the only reason it pulled me out is because you have the African, and it's because of the clash of the American kid in Africa, because everybody in that scene they've gone African accents, right? They've gone full native with the African accents. And he comes in and he's one of them, but he's got a very thick American accent. He doesn't even hide, he doesn't try to, but that's fine. He doesn't need to because he wasn't raised in Africa. So that bit kind of jars me a little bit. So that's why every time I think of Michael B. Jordan, in my head, there's that little tick that goes, whatever, either way. But that has gone now because of this film, because of Sinners. He just gives a blistering performance. I think if he does not get nominated, I'm not saying win, because I won't go that far. I won't push it to say win, even though my money's on him winning. I will say this time next year at the next Academy Awards, when the nominations come out, I'm giving you 3 picks: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor. Possibly Best Actor twice.
What about Best Supporting Actor?
Okay, Best Supporting Actor. Nathan, or his name is Nathan Cantone or Nick Cantone, I can't remember his name. The one who plays Sam in Preacher Boy.
Well, what about Jack O'Connell?
Oh, yes! Oh, man, Jack O'Connell is sure. Okay, Jack O'Connell. See, this is the thing. This is how great the movie has been, right? I haven't even had the chance to really rant. I've been ranting a lot about the movie. Producer Dave, would you like to talk about Jack O'Connell and his performance?
Hi, everyone. You're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I'm producer Dave.
And I'm Marcus Acco.
And I'm going to just say a few words about Jack O'Connell, who stars, oh gosh, what is his name in the film?
Remick.
Okay.
Remick. He only says it once, because when I was thinking about it the other day, it was like, oh, what is his name? And then someone was like, is Remick, and I'm like, oh, okay. How did you know? Because I don't remember anyone talking to him. And then I remembered when they show up at the juke joint, and he's introducing himself with his family, and it's like, I'm Remick, this is Betty, and this is whatever. So I was like, oh yes, Remick. So it's Remick.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, he put in okay. Firstly, you said earlier this week, this is a mild tangent, earlier last week, that you were looking forward to 28 years later.
Yes.
Which he's going to star in.
Is he in it?
Yes, apparently he is going to be in it. Because I had a quick dive into it.
Oh yes, you're right. I listed all the names, and I listed Aaron Taylor Johnson is in it, Ray Fiennes is in it, Jodie Comer, and you're right. I think Jack O'Connell's in it as well. Oh yeah.
When I found that out, I was like, okay, so I'm going to see him again in something else. His performance was up there. He did a really good job. I mean, he was very, very believable. God, I mean, how much of this can I give away? I mean, we all know what the storyline, what happens. So we know it's a vampire thing.
Yes.
And when he shows up on the screen the first time, it was like, why is this guy burning? It was like, oh, that's him. Oh, I see. And he just plays it so well. And he's so convincing. And he's so charming. And he is just like, it was a really good performance. He was outshone by two people. And that was obviously Michael B. Jordan, but also Miles Caton as Preacher Boy.
Miles Caton. I knew Caton was, and you know, this is his first film.
Yes, and he's got a damn good voice.
Oh yeah, because I think he's a blues player. I think that's what it is. I think he just got hired, but as a performance, his performance very subtle, very restrained. He at no point does he ever really have to, you know, like unleash. And I mean, with the beginning scene and the end scene with him, you know, when the movie starts with him driving up to the chapel, right? And he comes out of the car and he's got the broken guitar and it's like, I'm just not spoiling anything. It's literally the first few frames of the film, and he walks in and you see him and he's that, and it's like, are you watching him? And there was a bit in that first bit where something happens when he goes to start hugging his dad, the preacher. And it made me jolt because it was like when I was jumping, it was a jump scare. I jumped. I went to go see it with Jacob and Jacob's friend, and I jumped, and then both of them just went, "Ha ha! It got you!" And then it turned around and it did it again. It got them, and I'm like, "There you go." It's like, oh yeah, but yes, Miles Canton's performance. I can't think of a single person that gave a less than very good performance. Wumi, I always forget her name. Wumi, you know what? I'm not gonna. Masako,
yeah.
Masako. She is incredible. She's British. She's incredible in it as, is it Eloise?
Annie.
Is it Annie?
Yeah, Smoke's wife.
Yes, Smoke's wife. Yes, she's again subtle performance. She's the heart of the film. She's the heart of the group when they get there. I can't think of anybody whose performance is less than very good. Delroy Lindo.
Oh yeah, I was just about to come to him. Oh yeah, good gosh, we've been talking for so long. We haven't even got to news yet.
I know that's how much this film is just terrific. If you haven't seen it, go see Sinners. I'm gonna get any opportunity I can. I'm gonna go watch it again. I'm gonna take as many people to go watch this film as possible. There's a meme going around, and I think it's a lie, where they said that Sinners, and I think that the reason that was spawned off was because of the post-credit sequences, where people are talking about Ryan Coogler is doing a spin-off universe for Sinners. And there's this image of him standing, you know, like how they announce Marvel films at Comic-Con, where it's like Kevin Feige will stand there and you see a timeline of different films coming out at different points and so on. So someone has done a mock-up of Ryan Coogler standing on a stage, and behind him you're seeing a timeline, and it's like Sinners, and then there's like Field of Sinners, the Sinners Reverse, something like that, and then at the very end it's like Sinners 2. It's, in my opinion, I believe it's fake. I didn't do any research into it. I don't want to get trolled like that, but I believe it's fake. He's not going to go back to that well.
Okay, I'm gonna say something because it occurred to me today, and I was thinking, okay, Ryan Coogler did Black Panther.
Yes.
And he was involved in Wakanda Forever. And he's going to be involved in the new animated series that's coming out later on this year.
Yeah.
To do with Wakanda as well. However, Sinners is a film about vampires. And I'm thinking to myself, well...
I know where you're going. I know where you're going. I know where you're going. Yeah, I know where you're going. Carry on. Sorry, carry on.
I wonder why the MCU didn't pick Coogler to do Blade.
So the reason, I'm saying the reason why. I don't know this with any knowledge, any background, whatever. But here's my opinion, one idiot's opinion about why Ryan Coogler is not doing Blade. With the MCU, they have certain directors that they like for their precious stuff, right? So they have certain directors. The Russo brothers, absolutely, they liked Joss Whedon until obviously Joss Whedon fell off. Because after he did Avengers: Age of Ultron, they didn't fall out, but he then signed up with Warner Brothers to redo Justice League. And so obviously Marvel were like, well, fair enough. And then they could have brought him back, but they were like, you know what? Okay, we want to have, we've just done Winter Soldier with the Russo brothers. And we really like working with the Russo brothers. They did a great job with that one. Let them do Civil War. They did Civil War and it was fantastic. And they were like, okay, now we have a choice between, Civil War or between him, those are the Russo brothers, or Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon then had his social canceling thing happen to him. So he dropped off. So Marvel were like, whoa, okay, that's made a decision for us. We're not going with him. We're going to go with the Russo brothers to carry on doing the Avengers movies in tow. At the same time, they were like, okay, all our other products, we got Russo brothers working on Captain America. That's good. Wrap them there. Who else have we got? We can't do any more Hulk movies because it's tied to Universal and we have to figure out that. So we don't need anybody to worry about Hulk. What movies? The next one we want to release is Thor. We got Thor that's there. So they've got, what's his name? Taika Waititi to do Thor. And Thor Ragnarok crushed. Right? So they're like, good, we got you, we like you, we're putting you in our stable. Then they got James Gunn to do Guardians of the Galaxy. That crushed. They were like, good, we've got you guys. So here is what we're going to do. We're going to keep Russo brothers, Taika Waititi, James Gunn. We'll keep you guys as our insular set of directors and filmmakers to do the stuff. And then Endgame finished that phase. And it was like, right, now we want to expand and do a whole bunch of stuff, right? Within that, obviously, Ryan Coogler had gone and done Black Panther. He did Black Panther. He directed Wakanda Forever. And he's in line to direct the third Black Panther movie. There is a third Black Panther movie coming out. And have you heard about this?
No. So just carry on. Don't bother going on about it. I will look it up in a minute.
Okay. It's in the works. It's not been fully confirmed, but it's in the works. So, Wakanda Forever, Black Panther had, big carry. You had Forrest Whitaker, you had Angela Bassett, and now you're going to have someone else in the third one. Ryan Coogler's tied to doing that. So that's why after Endgame, they're like, okay, now we've got all these other projects that are coming out, and they're trying to get a whole new crop of directors to come in and start doing their own thing, right? To expand on some of the other stuff. So they got, I can't remember her name, the lady, she was an Oscar winner. She did Eternals, and then they tried to get somebody else to do Shang-Chi, and then they got someone else to do something else, and so on. So it's not their batch, right? Their batch, the Russo brothers, they're keeping Russo brothers for Endgame, for the Avengers, right? When all of them assemble. Anything to do with Guardians of the Galaxy. They wanted to keep James Gunn. However, he kind of got sub-cancelled, and then Marvel or Disney dropped him, and then they brought him back, and it's like, look, I'm only closing off Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's it, I'm done. So he's now left Marvel. They'll have to bring someone else.
They shot themselves in the foot, basically.
Exactly. Taika Waititi got brought back to do Thor: Love and Thunder. So that's why. So the reason, So the reason they didn't give Blade to Coogler is because Coogler, his domain is Black Panther. So that's how it is. They're making sure that these set filmmakers are good at what they do, and then they stick them to what they want to do. So Russo brothers are Avengers. If that's why Russo brothers didn't come to do Captain America: Brave New World, because that's a different director that's taking it. Russo brothers have been graduated to doing Avengers movies. Taika Waititi will be the one stuck to doing Thor, except
I don't
as
think
Thor,
so.
because Thor: Love and Thunder crashed, right?
Terrible.
And it was like, no, you're a one-hit wonder. With not my saying, I love that Taika Waititi, but in the Thor realm, he's now exhausted what he wants to be doing. He wants to just make fun of the characters, and as such, they won't give him the next Thor. If there is going to be a next Thor movie, he's not going to be the one that's directing it. They can't give James Gunn. So that's the reason why. The reason why Blade isn't given to Ryan Coogler is because he's their man for Black Panther. They want to find another director to do Blade, but
And how many have they gone through so far?
4 by my count.
Yeah, so you've got a director that works. Give it to him. But anyway,
he won't take it. You're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I'm Marcus E. Acko.
I'm producer Dave.
This is Film and TV News. You're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I'm Marcus E. Acko.
I'm producer Dave.
And here's news from BBC that I want to read out. And producer Dave, I want to get your take on this. So it says, this is the headline from bbc.co.uk news. This was released on the 22nd of April. So it's just coming across my desk. Films made with AI can win Oscars, Academy says. Films made with the help of artificial intelligence, AI, will be able to win top awards at the Oscars, according to its organizers. The Academy of Motion Picture and Arts and Sciences issued new rules on Monday, which said the use of AI and other digital tools would neither help nor harm the chances of achieving a nomination. Generative AI, which can create text, images, audio, and video in response to simple text prompts, helped to produce some of the films awarded top industry accolades in March. But the Academy said it would still consider human involvement, it would still consider human involvement when selecting its winners. The Academy said its new language around eligibility for films made using generative AI tools was recommended by its Science and Technology Council. Under further rule changes announced on Monday, Academy members must now watch all nominated films in the category in order to be able to take part in the final round of voting, which decides upon its winners. So here's an example. The use of AI in film became a hot topic after Adrian Brody took home the award for Best Actor for his role in The Brutalist at this year's Oscar ceremony in March. The movie used generative AI to improve the actor's accent. What? When he spoke Hungarian. It then emerged similar voice cloning technology was used to enhance singing voices in Oscar-winning musical Emilia Perez. So, producer Dave, what are your concerns, or what are your opinions to support the idea that AI films made with AI can win Oscars?
Me thinks that this is all come from the studios who want to cut their costs as much as possible. It's not necessarily for the benefit of the viewer, it's for their benefit. It means less work for screenwriters, less work for actors, because voiceovers, blah, 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 and all that stuff.
Exactly. In fact, the article even goes on to, in a section called Concerns and Limitations, says actors and screenwriters previously highlighted fears about losing work to AI during the 2023 strikes in Hollywood. If you can take my face, my body, and my voice and make me say or do something that I had no choice about, that's not a good thing, actress Susan Sarandon told the BBC from the picket line. And screenwriters are concerned studios would seek to cut costs, just as you said, and save time by using tools like OpenAI's ChatGPT for tasks such as researching, treatment, and script writing instead of humans. Safeguards around the use of AI were established as part of the agreements reached between unions and studios that marked the end of the strikes. However, while some actors have seemingly embraced the technology, others, such as Scarlett Johansson, have issued warnings about its potential to allow the abuse of their image and likeness. Animators told BBC in 2024 generative AI tools were not yet good enough to be able to replicate the quality of their work, certainly not to an award-winning standard. If it's like having a bad writer help you, said Jonathan Kendrick, co-founder and chairman of global streaming service Rocket Flix. Sure, it'll get the outline done, but if you need something with emotional weight, AI isn't going to get you an Oscar. So that's what so you were spot on, producer Dave, when you said this is more like the studios wanting to push cost-cutting measures and say, oh no, it's okay, you can use AI and that would be good for award, any award contention, which kind of reminded me, just as you mentioned it, right? So it's like they are very quick, the studios are very quick to go, oh no, it's okay, AI generated films can contend in Oscars. However, I remember not so long ago, there was a whole boycott from a whole bunch of studios when Netflix was trying to put some of their movies up for award consideration. So things like, what was the Behind the Candelabra, which was the Michael Douglas, Matt Damon film about the Liberace, right? That was supposed to be, that was a movie that, had it been done by a studio, would have been immediate Oscar contender. However, there was such a backlash against Netflix for that movie that even Cannes didn't want. I may be mixing my things up a bit, but I believe that that it was supposed to be in contention at Cannes, and it was pulled from contention and from competition, and was just screened as part of the come and see this movie that we're doing. But obviously they relented after like a year, and then what do you know? Like a year after that, all those studios that were complaining about Netflix making movies and that they shouldn't be in Cannes and they shouldn't be at the Oscars, all of those studios then rolled out their own streaming services. And now, and then you say as, oh, well, the reason why they were trying to do that was because they were just trying to hobble Netflix, because Netflix were investing tons of money and getting tons of talent that they couldn't compete against, and they just wanted their own thing. So it's like, you're complaining that a streaming service is producing movies that wants to compete at the Academy Awards, but you're not complaining about using AI, and we're not talking me using an AI tool and creating a movie, because that movie would suck. We're talking Warner Brothers deciding, no, we're going to invest 20 million and get AI to just write the script and get some no-name actors to come in, stay there, pay some well-known actors to digitize their face and their voices and place it on these no-name actors. And as such, you're having a film that has that has the look of a regular film with the big name actors in it at half the price. So of course that's not going to be a problem. Anyway, we have to roll with the technology, right? There was a time, not in my lifetime, but there was a time where the industry was trying to push back against sound being introduced into into movies, and they said the talkies would destroy cinema, and now you can barely get a silent movie anywhere. So who knows? Who knows?
Oh, hang on. I think the last silent movie that was made won an Oscar, didn't it?
That was the what was it called again? The one, I know the one you're talking about, the one with the French guy in it and John Goodman in it. Technically, that wasn't a full silent movie because there was some talking in it. But I know what you mean. You're right. I liked it. What was it called again? Oh, it's gonna.
We'll chew on that. I want to just go back to what you were saying, and I think the most important words that you spoke at when you were reading the article were not yet.
Mm-hmm.
The AI is not yet
Yes, of
able,
course.
right? But that's the important word, not yet. It's improving all the time, and very shortly it will get to that point where it's indistinguishable. We're heading into these times where very shortly we're going to have, dare I say, avatars starring in roles. You're going to have a whole movie written by AI, starring AI, and produced by near enough AI as well, with very little human involvement. And when that starts winning awards, you know that that's the end of actors in movies, because they will just go hell for leather for it.
And there was that movie that happened recently, right, where the filmmaker used AI to do majority of the work, and it was about a scriptwriter who was using AI because he was trying to, if I remember correctly, because they were going to show it at the Prince Charles Theatre, or now the King Charles Theatre in London, and there was a boycott against it, and the cinema yanked it. Do you remember that story?
That was a while back, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like
Last year.
sometime last year. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's an indie person doing it, right? So it was an indie filmmaker who doesn't have as much clout to be able to just ram that through. Imagine Warner Brothers deciding to do something like that. They have their own cinemas, their own chain of cinemas. They don't have to worry about distribution. Or those Warner Brothers, Disney, they have their own stream, their own, like, they're vertically integrated, so they can create a movie, they can distribute the movie, and not have to worry about it. And now that they've pushed this in, it can become a kind of be nominated. It could be it could win those prestigious awards, which then means more and more of those movies. That's validation of those kind of movies coming out. So I'd say in 5 years. I know that, as you pointed out, the article said we're not there yet, but I will say I will put money down that in 5 years from now there's going to be a movie that is heavy, not completely AI generated, but heavily AI involved in the project, and it will be out for public distribution. I won't even say it would win an Oscar. That will probably go maybe 10 years. Hey, look, in the article they just said, the Brutalist, that was AI. They used AI in it for voices and so on. So it's already on the way there. That's In 5 years, there's going to be a mainstream movie that's going to come out from Hollywood that's going to be at least 60% AI generated. See how it goes.
Yeah,
anyway,
definitely.
You're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I'm Marcus E. Acko.
I'm producer Dave.
And this is Spotlight. Now, producer Dave, just before the film and TV news, he sent me an article from harpersbazaar.com, and it says the 20 best movie series of all time. Now, I've never seen this article before. It says from rom-coms like Bridget Jones's Diary to cult classics like Harry Potter. So, whether you're a fan of rom-coms, horror, or drama, every movie lover needs the occasional movie marathon. What better way to scratch that itch than by binging a beloved series? There are plenty of options to kill time with, from iconic classics like Harry Potter and Star Wars to contemporary favorites like The Hunger Games and Dune. Looking to tap into some nostalgia? Then franchises like Bridget Jones, American Pie, or the Before trilogy. That's Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and there's another before one in there. Can't remember what it's called. They have you covered. So this article is now saying we've made your next binge watch easy by breaking down 20 of the best movie series of all time. Producer Dave, should I go from 1 to 20, or should I work backwards from 20 to 1?
No, let's go backwards, 20 to 1.
All right. I don't know why they didn't start with 20. They just started with 1. So I now have to go all the way to the bottom and then work my way up. Okay, so Let's see. Number 20, American Pie. That series ran from 1999 to 2012. Producer Dave, would you want to go on binge? That's what we'll do. We'll go through it. We don't have to talk about the series. We'll just say, I'll mention the name, and you tell me if it's something you would, that right now you think, oh, yes, I would binge watch that.
I've seen the first two. I didn't watch the last one. So actually, I have no need to see them again. I've seen them.
Yeah. So the fact that it goes up to 2012, I think they're including a whole bunch of because there was spin-offs and so on and so forth. So yeah, I agree. I'm out with that one. Okay, next one, number 19, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Haven't watched it, so it's a possibility. No, it's a possibility, but I haven't watched it.
Okay, so in here, so the article, the image has the American version. The American version, there are two in the American version, and they're not really connected. There's the Swedish version, obviously, which has Naomi Rapace, in the three of them, and I really like them. I would actually go and watch the Swedish one. The American one had Rooney Mara and Daniel Craig in one of them.
You were about to say Craig Davis, weren't you?
I was about to say Craig Davis. Can you imagine a Girl with a Dragon Tattoo movie with Craig David? I would watch that one. Okay. So, all right, next one. The Mummy, 18, The Mummy. And we're talking the Brendan Fraser one. There were 3 movies in that one. Forget the Tom Cruise one. Would you want to go watch that again?
I've seen them so many times. No. I have seen them. I have seen them multitude of times. The best one is the first one, obviously.
I agree.
Yeah, no, not again.
Fair enough. I agree. I mean, if I go back and watch the first one, I wouldn't watch all 3. I definitely wouldn't watch the third one. Third one was lousy. Rachel Weisz didn't come back, and I don't.
No, she didn't. Nah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Maria Bello, who replaced her, but it's kind of like, yeah, don't do that. That's Rachel Weisz's role. All right, number 17, Legally Blonde. It marked it as 2001 to present, which I guess it means that there's another one on. Oh, in fact, it says in 2018, Witherspoon confirmed that a third Legally Blonde is also on the way, though details of the project are largely unknown. So there might be a third one, Legally Blonde. Pretty today, would you go watch it?
Possibly.
Possibly. Number 16, The Chronicles of Narnia. The Chronicles what of Narnia? Sorry, that's a Saturday Night Live skit with Island Boys and Chris Parnell, where they're rapping like Beastie Boys about on a Saturday afternoon, going to watch The Chronicles of Narnia. Anyway, sorry. Chronicles of Narnia. Would you go watch it?
I've seen, well, they only keep showing 2, which are the first one, Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe, and then Prince Caspian. So those are the only 2 that I remember them actually doing.
I think
not Prince Caspian, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. So so those are the only 2 I remember them doing, to be quite honest. I didn't think there was a third one, but I think they reboot it.
Yeah, I think there's 4 of them. Yes, but there is a reboot in the works. Netflix TV series reboot, maybe. Don't know. We'll see. All right. What about number 15? Mad Max. Would you watch Mad Max series?
No.
Straight up, no. Shut that down. Not even the Tom Hardy one.
Maybe, but no. I'm kind of like not into Mel Gibson at the moment, so no.
Okay. You're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I'm Marcus E. Acko.
Producer Dave.
And we are going through Harper Bazaar's top 20 list of movie series to binge. And producer Dave just said number 15 he doesn't want to watch, which is the Mad Max series. Right, number 14, The Lord of the Rings.
Seeing them, yes, I probably would watch them.
Did you go back and binge that, including like The Hobbit as well?
No.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's The Lord of the Rings. Then you've got the Hobbit trilogy. So I watched the Lord of the Rings one, but I wasn't a fan too much of the Hobbit.
See, there's one in here. There's one that's not in this list. I already know it's not going to be in this list. And as soon as I'll go through all of them, and then when I get to number 1 and we say what number 1 is, I will then tell you which one I want to dive back into, and you tell me yours as well. So number 13 is Avatar.
No.
Nope. It's only 2 movies at the moment, but more are coming out soon. So, yeah, me neither. Number 12, Twilight.
I managed to watch these, and I say managed because they didn't really sort of like float my boat at the time.
Yeah.
But I eventually watched them. No, I have no need to go back and watch them again.
Okay, same here. I never really was a fan of it, but hey, that's good. Star Wars, number 11. Ooh, that's pretty high. Pretty low, actually. Number 11, Star Wars.
There are individual films I don't mind watching.
Like?
Which one was it? Return of the Jedi. If I remember, that's the one where they come back and Han Solo is frozen as a block or what have you.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that one I found funny. I found that entertaining.
Because it had the Ewoks in it.
Sorry?
Because it had the Ewoks in it?
No, it was because of Jabba the Hutt, to be quite honest. And that little creature that was sitting on it, it was just so feisty. So yeah, I quite enjoyed that, but that particular one. But I'm not into the series as a thing.
Fair enough. Here's one I know that you definitely want to jump back into. Is number 10, The Princess Diaries.
Yeah, you said all that saying as if you knew I would, but would you be surprised if I told you that I'd not even seen The Princess Diaries?
You should see it. It's Anne Hathaway, Julie Andrews, what's his name? Stanley Tucci. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I really enjoyed it. It's good.
Oh, so you're projecting, huh?
I would. I like Anne Hathaway. I like Julie Andrews. I like Stanley Tucci. So why wouldn't I watch it? Number 9, To All the Boys I've Loved Before.
That's another one I haven't seen. So
I haven't seen that one either. It's on Netflix. So it came, it went. I'm like, fair enough. I don't care. All right, number 8, Knives Out.
Funny enough, I've still not watched all the way through this. I've kept on getting interrupted and what have you. So I need to.
We're talking about the first one?
Any of them.
Oh, okay.
The first one, yeah, definitely the first one. And I won't watch the rest of them until I've seen the first one.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, they don't tie, they don't connect. The only thing that connects both of them is Blanc. Yeah. Benoit Blanc, the detective. He's the only connective tissue in both movies. So you don't have to have watched one to have watched the other one. He's not surprised. He shows up in the first one exactly as it is. They describe him as a detective and so on and so forth. I love both movies. I would happily dive back into both of them right now. So yeah, that's, in fact, you know what? I'm going to do that this weekend.
Okay.
Number 7, Dune.
I've seen them both, and there's a third one to come, I do believe.
Yeah.
Would I binge watch them over the course of a weekend? Possibly. But I have no real need to. I've seen them now.
Yeah, it'll be a long movie. Okay, maybe not so much for me. Number 6, Harry Potter. Would you
I've seen a multitude of times. So you know, in actual fact, I would never binge watch them all together. I would just pick out 2 or 3 films to watch. I wouldn't watch them all.
I agree. Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite. I'd watch that one. But yeah, it's good. It's good. Okay, cool. You're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I'm Marcus E. Acko.
And I'm producer Dave.
And we are in our spotlight going through harpersbazaar.com's top 20 movie series to binge. And we're now going through the top 5. We're number 5 being Hunger Games. Producer Dave, would you watch them?
Possibly.
Hunger Games, I'm all right with them. I mean, I like them. I like them better than Twilight, but I wouldn't really go back and watch them. What about number 4, the Dark Knight series? That's the Christian Bale Dark Knight.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah, I would, because all 3 movies, I know a lot of people say the third one was weak. It does have its plot hole kind of issues, like how the heck did Bruce Wayne manage to go all the way from the pit all the way back to Gotham in one day? And when so I was like, who knows? Anyway, but yes, I would happily dive back into that one. Number 3, Bridget Jones.
Yeah, no.
Well, enough said about that one. Number 2, the Before trilogy. So that's Before was Before Sunset, Before Sunrise, and then there's a third one. I can't remember what the third one is. Have you seen any of them?
I haven't, no.
I've never seen any of them, but everyone talks about it being like great, like love, not love, like missed love kind of thing. Is like, in fact, even the article says director Richard Linklater uses the age-old romance trope of right person, wrong time for the basis of these three movies. Jesse, which played by Ethan Hawke, and Celine, played by Julie Delpy, meet as students for the first time, who happen to be taking the same train to Paris. Over the course of one night, the two walk through the streets of Vienna and fall for each other, but they don't end up seeing each other again until 9 years later. So that's where it's like Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and so on and so forth. And the number one, Scream. Would you binge watch Scream?
I don't know about binge watching. I'd watch a few of the films, yes.
Yeah. See, we've recently done a binge of Scream, and we stopped at number 4 mainly because number 5 kind of went missing from Sky Cinema, whatever. But we're trying to find it so we can watch it and then go back in and finish it off. I would happily do that. I mean, it got ludicrous, more and more ludicrous as it was going along, but it's fun slasher type stuff. Now, as I said, I was after number 1. I knew mine was not going to be there. And mine is the El Mariachi trilogy. El Mariachi, Desperado, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Robert Rodriguez, Antonio Banderas, Selma Hayek. Antonio Banderas and Selma Hayek from the second one going forward. Oh, come on. Watch. I remembered that Desperado is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time last night when I was watching it again. I'm like, I would happily go back, watch the first one, watch the second one again, and then watch the third one. Just great movies. What about you? If you had to think right now, movie series that you would dive straight into right now.
I'm going to be very sad and say The Avengers.
Oh, I'm not sad. I'm there with you. The whole thing.
Just the Avengers movies.
Fair enough.
Just the Avengers movies, because it ends with Endgame, doesn't it?
That actually, so I'll take Desperate, the El Mariachi trilogy, and the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. I will watch that anytime, over and over. I'll finish it and then go back and watch it again.
Yeah, okay.
You've been listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I want to thank you all for taking the time to listen to us rabbit on about a whole bunch of stuff, movie and film related. Thank you to Resonance for allowing us to use your airwaves to talk about our stuff. Thank you to producer Dave. You're one person who keeps pulling me back into this, because I keep going, nobody wants to hear me talk, and then you'll message me and say, hey, are we doing a show today? And I'm like, I guess one person wants to hear me talk, so thank you very much for that. I deeply appreciate it. So thank you all very much for listening. You've been listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I have been Marcus E. Acko.
I'm still producer Dave.
Then thank you very much for listening.
And speak to you all for next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.